If somehow the appetite towards the tech stocks go away, both of them will go down. As long as NVIDIA doesn't go down as much as Microsoft does, a position where you buy NVIDIA and short Microsoft will make money. That's what hedge funds do. They find trades like that. If they cannot necessarily find a one-to-one long short pair, they're going to say this stock is going to do better than the market. So they're going to buy the stock, short the market using something like S&P 500 futures. Similarly here, I want to be able to make money if interest rates, Fed raises rates next month or next month, yeah. So I want a contract where if I short that contract, it's going to give me money. Or, if I lend somebody money using prime rate, if Fed actually cuts the rates down, my income is going to come down, right? So I want an instrument that's going to pay me money if interest rates go down. Because in my natural position, I lent Andrew money, $1 million, that's prime plus one. If Fed decides that they're going to cut it by 50 basis points, that's 50,000 a year divided by 12. It's over 4,000 a month. I'm going to get less from Andrew, but now I want to be compensated for that. That actually is a contract. If I go long the Fed funds futures contract, it will pay me money if Fed cuts the rates down, or technically if the effective federal funds rate goes down, which will happen when the Fed cuts the rates. That's what futures contracts are all about. So okay, these are contracts where price of contract is 100 minus R, where let's call it R star. R star is the average effective federal funds rate during the contract month. And this is cash settled at the end of the contract. So let's say, let's actually open the contract. Let me see. If you do CME 30-day federal funds future, come on. Where's the codes? Okay. We'll talk about the specs, but for now, if you look at the February contract, it says 94.6725. The implied rate is 100 minus that. So if you calculated that, 100 minus 94.6725, it is actually 532.75. Well, that's the current effective Fed funds rate. We have no meetings in February, so unless there is something really funny happening, the effective federal funds rate is going to stay at 533 entire month of February. So there's not too much point of trading that, but there's a meeting in March. Okay, on March 20th, Fed is going to announce what are they going to do. If the Fed funds rate goes up, let's say by 25 basis points, that EFFR is going to jump by 25 basis points for the rest of the month. So from 533, it's going to go up to 558. If they decide to reduce the rates by 25 basis points, it's going to come down to 508. But that means the monthly average is going to change. The first 20 days is going to be based on 533. The remaining 20 days is going to be based on either 58 or 08, depending upon what they've done. And if you look at in fact, for this, I don't even have to make any calculation. The March also pretty much is exact same calculation, exact same number. That means market is 100% sure that Fed is going to stay the same, right? So let's look at there's another meeting on May. Now that's different, okay? So let's think about the May contracts, assuming there's not going to be any movements until then. Current EFFR is 533. EFFR plus, if they raise it, come on. EFFR minus, if they do not, let's look at the meeting date. I think it's May 3rd, but I'm not sure. May 1st, actually. So let's call this days before, 1, days after 30. I actually have a template you guys can use for later purposes, but I want you to see, where all that comes from. In fact, there's a website where they show you the result of these calculations. So let's first find out current futures price. This is for the May contracts. And 94,725. Implied EFFR is 100 minus that. So based on that, what do you think? Does market have any inclination that Fed is going to increase the rates? Because currently, they're betting that the average is going to be 527.5, which is lower than the current number. That means the chances market attaches to an increase is 0. Okay, but there's a chance that they could decrease it. So let's calculate it. Average average if reduced for 1 day, the rate is going to be 533 times, not plus. For 30 days, it's going to be 508. Okay. Of course, I'm going to divide it by 31. And let's also put a little parenthesis here. So if indeed the rates are reduced, the average should be 508. But the implied average is 527. So let's attach a probability of reduction. Let's put 10% for now. So expected, the 10% probability, I'm going to get average if reduced with 90% probability, I'm going to get the current rate. Difference between expected and what the market thinks, right here. That means proper probability is not 10%. The proper probability is the probability that makes that difference 0. Data, what if analysis, goal seek, 0 by changing the probability. So a market is attaching a 23% probability of a rate cut in the May meeting. Let's assume they did nothing in May. Let's see what's going to happen in the June meeting. I call this reading the tea leaves. June meeting is on June 12th. First of all, days before is 12, days after is 18. And what does the futures contract say for the June contract? 94.81. That should be divided by 30. Why am I getting that? Oh, because I did the